Friends, hello, thank you for being here. Let's talk about DWAC, which is directly connected to True Social Media, which will be Donald Trump's platform where he is talking and making money off of from advertisers and companies and all that good stuff. So if you've been following me with DWAC, then you kind of know what I've been preaching here, that when we're talking about this stock right now, obviously there's a few different elements that line up with it. Obviously, we're waiting on the deal to actually take place where True Social and Digital World, become one, and instead of Digital World acquisition, you see True Social and their ticker on the NASDAQ here. The deal has not happened as of yet. Now, that doesn't mean it's not happening. It's close to happening. We're hoping to hear something more, but it's kind of went quiet here as of late. And my whole argument this whole time with True Social / Digital World here is that you're not investing in a company right now off of balance sheets, off of quarterlies, off of deals. This isn't like a Palantir, SoFi, situation where we're bidding into the future because of money and deals and all this and technology. This has nothing to do with any of that. This is strictly you investing on a few elements here. You have a company where you're investing into that potentially the owner of the company might be the president of the United States. Second, you're playing in the hype. And third, kind of same thing, FOMO, people not wanting to miss out. Now, with me saying that about the hype and the FOMO, that is no way in me throwing, criticism or shade towards Digital World whatsoever, True Social at all. Because I'm a firm believer that there's a lot of money in hype. There's a lot of money in FOMO if you play it right. Now, let me say this too and address this. And I'm addressing these things because I'm going to be talking about Digital World a lot more here because I believe this is the start of it taking off, and I think it's going to get a lot thicker here. And I've been telling people, for like 2 years now, like, hey, this thing, there's going to be a day where it's going to come around and it's going to start going crazy again. And we've seen this with Digital World acquisition. When it first came, when the news broke, the rumors finally were true that, True Social and Digital World were going to be one and there was going to be a deal, we saw the stock run up almost to $100 just off it could be happening. And that was back in 2022. So now we're closer than ever, and the reason we're seeing Digital World shoot off right now is because the Iowa caucus, Trump winning it. So is it a bad thing that Trump won the Iowa caucus and now Digital World is taking off? No, it's not. It's really good, especially if you were buying in at $11, $15, $17. And I'm going to say some things here in a minute that I know everyone wants to hear about what we think the price is going to go to and what it's been rated at as of today. Analysts are going crazy on this thing right now. What I will say about this is that, no one can give you a clear answer of what this is going to run to because you're not, like I said in the beginning here, you're not investing in something right now that's bringing in millions and millions of dollars and making deals with this company, that company, and they have some revolutionary, technology AI company, or they're selling a product. You're not investing in that. You're investing in hype, FOMO, what could be into the end of the year or next year. And I'm not saying that's bad. That's not bad, because if you believe in True Social and getting into the next phase of that investing where you look at what the company is going to do and them as a platform, great. But right now we're talking about what's happening. So with that, I think strictly what we're going to see play out here, this is what is going to play out. Every time we have, and I'm looking at the calendar right now and I'll bring it up right here, we have these caucus votes for each state. Next, we have New Hampshire. That's on the 23rd of January. So that's next week. Obviously, New Hampshire, we're pretty sure that is going to be a Democrat-won state. If it isn't, that would be crazy, and True Social would go nuts once again. But after New Hampshire, it gets really interesting. We go to South Carolina, then we go to Nevada, then we go to Michigan, Idaho, Alabama, Alaska. We could see True Social, Digital World acquisition here, just so everybody's on the same page, run up once again. just on the basis of Trump winning these states, as the leading majority in the Republican Party. Now today, as digital world was shooting up here, you were just watching article after article pop up where, analysts were coming out with what they believed the new peak for digital world would be, what it would hit and stay at. And I saw one early this morning that came out. It was like at $50, and then once it started moving up here around noon, there were other ones coming out as $80. It was like around $70-$80, and I think by in a few weeks from now they're going to be saying $100. But that's the fun part about this, is that no one is going to be able to give you a clear indication of what's going to happen here, because it's strictly hype. It's strictly what if you're investing in a company from a guy that's already been the president and that possibly could become the president once again, and who's famous for hyping things up and selling things that he loves. Great, because you have a chance to be a part of that and invest in it. So that is one reason why people, I think there's a majority of people investing in this right now that believe in Truth Social and are here for the long run. Great, that's awesome. But I believe there's a lot of people in here that see chum in the water, and they know they're not going to miss this train that's taking off. So analysts right now, as of today, as of January 17th, 2024, are saying they believe that this possibly could hit $80 this year. And they're not even really giving money reasons. They're strictly saying kind of like what I'm saying. They just believe it's going to run off of a fan base of Trump. The only bad situation that could possibly happen right now is that the deal does not go through with Digital World and Truth Social, but does not look like that is happening. And honestly, if the deal were to fall apart, that would be terrible for Trump. I believe that'd be very bad press. So I don't even believe he would allow that to happen, to be honest with you, especially with what's going on right now. He's watching this. There's no doubt that he's watching what's happening to his stock, to his company, with this deal situation. The question is, when is the deal going to be finalized? We've had a bunch of dates that were supposed to happen, they didn't happen, and obviously there's just been a lot going on with the Trump and his campaign and all that. So whoever you're watching on YouTube, whoever you're listening to, I think everyone's going to have their own opinion here. But I think generally what you're getting into here, you're getting into a situation with a stock that's going to be extremely volatile. That is going to be that's going to move within a $5 to $10 range in a weekly basis, or potentially like a 48-hour basis. I mean, look at what happened today. I would not be surprised to see the stock right now fall back to $20, and then by Friday be back up to $27. I think the chum is in the water. I think day traders, short traders, whatever you want to call yourself, puts, all that kind of stuff is increasing heavy right now. And I think this stock will move strictly with this state-by-state voting of which states Trump is going to win, because as people see clarity, they see in a positive outlook for Trump's race, they're going to be investing in this. And this is what we've been talking about for like 2 years. I've been talking about this for 2 years. That's why I'm having like this radical moment right now where I'm like, I've been telling people this. And 2 years ago, I was taking so much heat on YouTube. People were so upset with me because I was saying these things like, listen, the guy's going to come back. His company's not going anywhere. And now it's happening, and like people are like, I'm just getting comment after comment, like, do an update. I'm trying to do the best update I can, but like I said, we're not talking about a company that's, like mass producing a product. We're not talking about a company that's like, making a technology. I would say this is more close to a GameStop situation, if you remember that, like an AMC moment. But I think this is going to be a lot more drawn out. I can't tell you if this stock's going to go to $50 by next week or it's going to go to $100. It's just, there's no telling what this thing is going to do. If you've been in the market for any time, you have seen hype really take stocks and just like really like shoot them up to a dramatic price to where it doesn't even make sense. You could say Tesla was like that for a long time. Now obviously, Tesla and this are completely different situations, but you just see stocks that sometimes the price of the stock doesn't line up with what the company is showing on a balance sheet, and that's kind of what we're seeing right now. So I personally think that you'd be crazy to bet against this. You as your own investor have to make your own decision about this. I'm going to be honest with you. I put in a few $100s today on another one of my accounts with the 20 at 20 like 24 some change or something, just to say like I'm going to get in on 24. I knew this would start to move. I just didn't think it would be this soon and follow the scheduling of the state-by-state wins. And I think that's what we're seeing. Like I said, I thought this was going to move more towards the summer. But if it's already moving like this, who knows what these numbers could turn into? This is why no one can give you a clear answer of what's going to happen here. There's just not a clear answer. I hope that answers some questions. Like, literally, I think there's people that see the black and white situation, what's going on here with this right now. I think this is going to be extremely volatile in the sense of like, people are going to be buying it at 20, selling at 22, 23, 24. They're going to be buying, and then, they're going to be buying at 23, and then they're going to be selling at 27. We could be in the 30s next week, or we could be back to, the high teens. I think the stock is just going to be very attached to whatever happens to the Trump campaign at this moment. It'll move on bad news and obviously go down a little bit. It'll move on good news. It's just going to be a very volatile stock, and it's going to be a stock that's probably going to shoot up to ridiculous numbers just because it's going to be a very popular stock this year. And I think I'll say this right now just to wrap it up. If you went through the Trump mania of the stock market when Trump was our president, then you know that Trump is good for the market. You know this. He's just good for the market. So I could only imagine investing in a company that he's in charge of. And once again, I'm not even talking about financials with the company. I'm strictly talking on young investors investing in a company that they see their president owns, he talks about, he promotes all the time, and just people, I guess like me, that see like there's money to be made where there's hype. And I think there's a lot of us that are listening to me right now talk see the same thing. Friends, let me know what you think. Particulars that we should talk about with this. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about this again tomorrow. This is obviously going to be the talk of the town here tonight. There's news. Everyone's talking about this right now. It's just funny. Every stock comment platform, everything right now is just digital world. DWAC is going crazy with comments, and people are losing their mind right now with what's going on because we're seeing the pattern start here. I didn't think it was going to be this soon. I did not think it was going to be this soon. But this might be this right here might be it for a little bit. This might be it. This $24 where it looks like it's ending today. It's like past 3:30 right now. I just was trying to like get this out here. This might be it for this week. But next week, we could see it move again. We could see it 27 could be the new high or the new low. There's no indication. We've never seen anything like this. When has a president, a past president, and almost the president reelected, owned a company that's on the stock market? I mean, if you know, comment. Like, I'm not trying to like be smart here. I'm just like smart at like I'm just like literally. When have you seen this? This doesn't exist. I wish all of you the best of luck. Subscribe. I'm going to keep talking about this. I don't know who else is talking about this on YouTube. I have no clue. I find this fascinating. I am just fascinated by this. I'm literally fascinated by this. It's legal. It's out here. You can do it. There's money to be made in this if you're willing to wait. And honestly, this is just me personally. It's the last thing I'll say, and I'll shut up. I personally have no problem putting like $100 to $500 or X, whatever you want to put into this, and letting it sit until November of this year, maybe even the summer, and then pull it out. The fact that these analysts came out today, and said that they believe this stock is going to be at $80 was huge, because 2 weeks ago when I was talking about DWAC, True Social here, you could not find news that wasn't attacking the stock and attacking Trump. And now it's totally different, where it's like almost praising the stock and what's going on and what could possibly happen. So it's just like, if you go back and watch my videos just a week ago, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's wild. It's just wild. It's a wild time to be an investor right now, and it's a fun time to be an investor. I love this stuff. I'm so addicted to it. Friends, I'm literally shutting up. I will talk to you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.